Wait, who wants to lead us
Wel-
through this thing?
welcome. If Josh would stop interrupting my intro, welcome to the Sweet and Condensed podcast.
A podcast by people who love movies, people, and the magic that lives where they meet.
We have a very special guest, Josh Perez, Drew, and Eric, because we are not putting out episodes frequently enough to be regular hosts, so we're all guests here. One of us is closer to the beach than the others. Talk to us about your life, Drew. How's it been? People haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, life is good. Life is sweaty. I am in sunny Florida, and I went to a work event tonight where I had to wear a blazer, and I accidentally walked to the wrong door in the building. So then we had to walk like uphill in the sun directly, literally only for 5 minutes. I swear to God, I was talking to people when we finally got in the event, and I was talking to people, and I noticed, like, I looked between my blazer, like between the buttons, I looked in there, and kid you not, my entire shirt was just soaked through, like someone had just poured water all over me. So we're sweating out here. We're sweating. Our skin.
Are you an undershirt guy? Like all the time?
It depends. If I wear, that's the trick, because if I wear a thick enough shirt, I think it is, for me personally, I hate when people can see my undershirt through my dress shirts. Like that looks super awkward to me when you can see those lines. So if I'm wearing a thick enough shirt where
Yep.
you can't, I will, but this shirt is pretty thin, so I did not. So I do love that extra wicking layer though, if I'm being honest. So yeah.
Agreed, 100%.
So.
This was my undershirt from today, but I didn't have a tie on this morning, and it wasn't a good look.
Dude, you just get ready for being that 40-year-old banker. That's that 40-year-old banker look.
It was terrible.
Dude, what's the humidity feel like out there? Like, what percentage humidity do you have, and what is it? 100,
I don't know. Maybe 90%. It feels like a warm hug. As soon as you walk out the door, it's like just overtakes you. I actually like it. It's fun. I don't mind it.
I like the optimism there.
Yeah. I mean, I sweat, but it's just like take me as I am. You know what I mean, world? Hello. I'm gonna sweat through all my clothes.
I guess if you're like a sweater person, a sweating person, then you never have to worry about it. You just move to humidity, and
Yeah.
everyone's going to be sweaty too, and everyone just
Yeah.
understands it's a part of the uniform now.
It is.
I'm not trying to derail us into a conversation about sweat, but I have this thing where, like, if it's cold in my office, I sweat profusely. It is uncontrollable.
Really?
Like, the colder it is in my office, outside in the heat, loosey goosey. It's not terrible, but when I'm cold, I got pit stains. It's
That sounds
gnarly.
like a skill issue
Again, okay,
at this point.
not to derail us. Josh, we're kind of interested in what you've been up to. Talk to us.
I'm not sweating on the beach. It's getting hot here, but I still don't think someone the other day was telling me that 100 in Albuquerque doesn't feel as hot as 100 in Denver, and I disagree. I think 100 here feels way better than 100 in Albuquerque. Like it's like not as dry. Like I feel like I'm drier here on my skin, like from being in Denver. Colorado's weirdly feels like there's always salt, but the heat doesn't feel as dry. I don't know if that makes sense. Like in Colorado or in Arizona, the Phoenix dry heat, it's just like it's like the opposite,
Yeah.
but it still doesn't let you breathe, like kind of like humidity. I feel like it's more like that in Albuquerque. So, anyways, not to only talk about weather here, but yeah, dude, nothing. I mean, things are busy, work's busy. um, I was still working on that couple year project documentary, figuring out as I go. Sweet and condensed stuff, taking the summer chill from school stuff, but I've been reading a lot. And I said it was going to be a summer first, and I on the last podcast episode, like first watches, dude, I'm already failing. I've been binging Jurassic Park because Rebirth is next week, so I just
Oh yeah.
in honor of Gwen, in honor of the old roommates, man. I'm on his favorites right now, Dominion and Fallen Kingdom, and which I don't know what order they are in, but I've gotten to the Owen Grady
Yeah.
Jurassic
Let me
Park.
let me drop this in the chat just for you. Show you how big of a fanboy our boy Gwen is. Let me drop this in the chat. This was him at the movies last week. We went to go see Elio,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Dad, take my picture."
Oh, heck yeah.
So I
Here
did.
it is.
Oh, that's so
That's
sick.
my
But the
dude.
axolotl shirt is actually kind of fire.
Oh, that
Yeah.
thing goes hard. Dang, look at that smile,
Yep.
dude. He's stoked. Dude, what is that
Stoked.
beast in the background? I didn't even seen that.
It's
Dude,
like a new dinosaur. He's obsessed with it.
okay, I took my nephew to Elio the day after you did. I don't know how y'all are surviving out here taking kids to the movie theaters. Like, how do you recover financially? Because that was the most insane thing. Like,
Oh.
like Desi and Amber, they sent me $30, so I was like, okay, cool, that should cover things. But then the ticket was $17, and then large popcorn, and then it was this fan event, so I thought they were gonna give us stuff, and they didn't give us anything, so I felt bad because I told Kai it was a fan event. So then I was like, oh, you know what? Let's buy him that juice drink. The little like cup.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it at your AMC, Drew, but
Yes.
they drink it they actually use it in the movie. Kai freaked out, so it was kind of worth it. But that thing was $25, and then he wanted a little pin afterwards. When we went to get a popcorn refill, he's like, I really want this pin, and I was like, I'm not going to be that uncle that says no to him. We don't go to movies very often. So I was like, sure, it's like $7. And I'm like, I was doing the math. And I'm like, wait a minute. How do y'all do this?
Okay, so dude, when was it How to Train a Dragon? When I was like, we've got this. The only showing we could go to is in Dolby. Dude, swear to God, it was $77 for us to go with my AMC, like me for free. So for 4 tickets, 1 adult, 3 kids, it was $77 just for the tickets.
That's
and
not
that
even
was
snacks.
That is disgusting.
No, it was wild. It was wild. I was like, man, y'all are making it hard for us to get people to go to movies. Because I have to take out a second mortgage for these movie prices out here.
That is insane.
Yeah.
We went to a $7 movie night last night for 28 Years Later, and that was nice. It felt okay. Didn't feel like as big of a hit. Hey, babe, come say hi. She's gonna derail the whole episode. She's gonna hijack it, talking about Love Island.
Here's our special guest.
We were just talking about how expensive it is to take kids to the movie. Josh spent $90 on his nephew.
Worth it to be the Funkle.
To be the Funkle.
You know what? Taking Kelly to the movie is similar to taking the kids. Like, even just her and I, because she always wants candy. Here, say hello.
That is literally false.
Wait, what candy do you?
Hey, guys.
What overpriced candy do you go for every time?
Sour Patch straws.
Yes.
Straws?
She
They're
doesn't
so
even
good.
eat more than 5 pieces either.
That's not true.
Wow.
Throws
Well,
the
that
bag.
could be true, but then I take them home and then finish them there. So it's like a double.
Where's
double
the bag from last night?
They're in my stomach because we finished them.
Do you drink your poppy
They're in
through
the
it?
trash can at Century.
You drink your
What?
poppy?
No, they're baby straws. They're like this
Oh,
little.
I've never
I'm
seen
not a
them before.
monster. What?
I didn't know Sour Patch.
Next time you go,
straws.
oh, but you're a bougie. You go and like pre-order, and it's like made for you at the beginning of the like front door, and then they hand it to you on a platter.
I don't do that all the time.
Aw.
I just do that when I know I'm going to get a popcorn.
Dragon. I'm showing her the axolotl.
So I was literally just about to comment on that. Are you kidding me?
Are just you two going to the premiere next week, or is the whole family?
Probably the whole crew. It'll probably be the whole crew. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Wait, you're gonna let him watch Jurassic Park?
Oh yeah.
one?
He's seen all.
Because of the
He's seen all of them.
Are you serious? My kids are soft. They could never.
Which
They
is the
could
second
never.
one that the body's hanging? Is that Jurassic Park 2?
Is it? That
Bodies
Jurassic Park 2 is where they're in
hanging.
the city. When I think like it escapes to San Diego or whatever. That's Jurassic Park.
I'm trying to
2.
think of the one.
Jurassic Park 2
where-
is the one with Jeff Goldblum and the gymnastics
It is.
daughter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think of which one
Oh
where
my
like
gosh, that scene is terrible.
where he just disappears in the clouds and then there's the dead body.
Oh, that's the third one. That's Lost World. That's where they go to the
3.
island.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the third one.
Ooh, I tried to
Oh.
show them. We tried to show them after we got back from Disneyland because we went on the Jurassic Park ride and they loved it. It was their favorite ride. And then we tried to watch it and
They
it
were
was like
not. They were not.
it was like there was like one scene where like blood splattered all over the wall and I was like, oh. And
Yeah.
then Eric just looked at me and he's like, that's a bad decision on your part. And I was like,
She fast forwarded to that scene and Ellie was like, "What am I watching?"
That's incredible.
oh my gosh. I
Traumatized.
think we missed the memo though because we're not business casual like Drew over here.
I know, isn't that crazy?
You know?
What do you
I know.
mean? Why'd you leave me out? I'm business casual. This is my work outfit
It's what you wear every day of the year.
because I'm business casual every day of the year. I got
Actually,
my business
Eric
shoes
is
on.
in dress shoes. Eric is in dress shoes, so he's matching your vibe.
Me too.
There you go.
Took the shirt off.
I have button the top button. Look at that. This is casual.
See,
man.
all I see is your
Rolled
chopo.
up the sleeve.
Yeah, the rolled up sleeves. There you go.
Yeah, rolled up the
Are you guys talking
sleeves.
trash
We have 3
about
topics.
people who don't submit on the Favorite Watch Wednesday? That's crazy.
I mean, that'd be singling people out, and we wouldn't do that.
And we never did that. But now
Mm-mm.
that you brought it up, maybe we
Yeah,
Yeah,
should
that's
what the
crazy.
hell,
Those
talk about
Kelly?
it.
people are crazy. I'm pretty sure I did submit. It just didn't get submitted. That's what
See, and we would call Sarah out, but she doesn't
she will never hear
listen
it,
or
Yeah.
even if we text her. Okay, I really will. I could yap probably for 2 hours. So here I'm gonna do it. Okay.
we'll do a Love Island episode next, okay?
Justice for Jeremiah. Okay, but Eric, you had just mentioned you went to $7 movie last night for round two, which is actually a great segue into
Great segue.
28.
Yeah, round 2 of 28 years later. Kelly and I saw it Monday, and then last Monday night, I text my dad and brother. I was like, "Hey, you guys don't have plans tomorrow night? We're busy." So we all went again last night. So today on the episode, if we have discipline, we're going to cover a few things. 28 years later, our favorite movies of 2025 so far, and the most controversial top 10 of the 21st century. Thanks to New York Times, X has been aflame. Well, most social medias have been aflame with people's top 10s. Josh was scared. Hopefully, Drew made one. If he didn't, he can just rattle them off the top. But we will start with 28 years later, which I need to hear thoughts.
All right, and we're going to spoil it. We're going to spoil it.
Yeah,
yeah,
spoiler
spoilers.
alert right now. Absolutely. Okay.
Either skip this episode, come back, or just, go in rogue and just ride this wave with us. Which I think this is so funny because I'm watching them in reverse. I had never seen any of the 28 years. I tried to watch 28 Days, I think. Not tried as in I gave up, but it just never happened. And then I know there's a line about cheeseburgers and then that Cillian Murphy says, but then I haven't seen 28 Weeks, but you two, it's my understanding that y'all are like diehards. This is y'all's thing.
Yeah. I mean, Josh, you're a real fan, and you went and saw it on Thursday night, right? Which proves that you're a true fan of the franchise.
Oh, I got a poster.
And you got a poster.
That's right.
They wanted to commend.
That's right.
They wanted to commend your dedication to the franchise.
The limited edition poster. I
Yeah,
forgot.
Eric decided to go on a little fun family vacation instead of going to the movie theater that night. But yes, the one thing I've been wanting to tell you though, Josh, is interestingly enough, and Eric, tell me if I'm wrong, being a casual fan of the franchise.
Goodness gracious. It's on the counter. He's in the room.
See, he's not even paying attention. See if he's a real fan.
He's not. He's
Yeah,
not
that's
even a real
crazy.
fan.
You don't need I don't think the third one has anything to do. Like you don't even need to know. Like you could literally not know the other two movies existed, and you'd be just fine, right? Even I feel like they're all pretty contained, right?
I want to say this is what I got from it, and then you guys can correct me. So there was an infection, and I thought it was like in most of the world, but it turns out I think it's only in the UK, like the United Kingdom and the islands, because that was the whole point of the Swedish man talking about delivery drivers and being in the army and stuff. Because I think that's when I started piecing. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is 28 years after, obviously, the thing. Spike has only been born, and this is his life living on that island. His dad, on the other hand, he might have been pre-infection or something. So I just was like, okay. So outside of those things, I felt like it worked so well. They explained the different types of infections. I saw that there was different versions. I don't know if there's different versions in the other movies, but I'm like, is that even important? And so I think that's like the biggest thing, right? There's an infection. It's only in the UK. Other than that, the other movies, are they even
You might even
connected?
get confused because at the end of, maybe I'm drunk, at the end of 28 Weeks Later, we see the infected running towards the Eiffel Tower. Damn. You haven't seen it, huh?
I don't know.
Spoiling it. But there's a closing scene where they're leaving, and my interpretation of that was it's about to spread everywhere. But yeah, based on this movie, but yeah, you really do. The first 5 minutes explains it all. It's like with the little kid and his watching Teletubbies and family gets slaughtered, which those scenes always just rattle me. Like 28 Weeks Later's opening scene is just so it's gnarly. But no, yeah, you don't need to see him at all. It's great context. There's a couple during that tense scene when Jamie and Spike are headed to the mainland, and we're getting flashbacks to just like medieval times and the soldiers. I was horny watching that. It was so good. But there was a couple clips that cut back to 28 Weeks Later.
Oh, okay.
Like some of the scope scenes.
I forgot about that. That
But
was a
that's
little
it.
confusing.
Like
Like the cutbacks, I was like, these are important for some reason. Like
some are random
the
though.
style though, the style of it. I was assuming because I know 28 Days Later was filmed on like a handy cam from Walmart, so I was assuming
Yeah.
that those were just trying to merge the modern aesthetic with the 28 Days original aesthetic. But I was confused,
Yeah.
thinking like, did I miss something? I forgot. Yeah, the editing was so interesting. The
No.
way they shot shit and like I don't know
That might be
what
the
it
only
was.
thing that's important to watch the other movies is to see they're very unique in their style. But like again, you don't need to actually watch them. But I loved like the fact that it was shot on iPhone is crazy. And now looking at the rigs that they used, that's pretty they were
Yeah.
The whole movie was shot on an iPhone,
well, multiple iPhones. Some of the rigs that they made were absolutely gnarly.
but they only used iPhones for that entire movie.
The entire movie, there's this rig that was going around for some of the kill scenes, which I loved those kill shots.
Yeah.
Like again, spoilers. Oh, I was living for those. He could have overused them. I don't think he did. You know, there's potential. A lot of directors might have just. I'm sending you the photo right now. So when I say they used iPhones,
Is it the one where there's like
take
70
that
of
with a
them,
grain of salt.
Yeah.
and it's like in a
Yeah.
circle around that bound around the
Yeah.
Samson? Do you think that's why it was he was so endowed? Was because of the iPhone stuff?
I think the good Lord blessed him. I think that's why.
That was shocking.
Yeah.
That was, but okay. So when I first watched it, again, I watched it 2 nights in a row. But my first watch, I'm really dramatic sometimes when I watch movies and like put myself in their shoes. But like thinking about Paxton and I going onto the island, I was just having such anxiety, like I couldn't breathe. I was just thinking like when they kill the low crawlers, great. I thought that was a cool scene. But then when they see the alpha and the infected and they're getting chased, dude, I was dying. I was like, chest was heavy. I was having a panic attack. I could feel myself yelling at Paxton to run, like in the theater. Like it was just so tense, so good.
How many years till you would have to take Paxton out into the wilderness to do that? If you did it when he was 12, like Spike.
At 12 is pretty gnarly.
How many years away
Like-
would that be for Paxton though?
For Paxton, 4. Oh yeah, he's 8.
Dude, and then Drew would be taking Rhett like what, next year?
2 years. It'd be 2 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have the same reaction?
A little bit. I think I was a little bit more like, oh, my kids are too soft. Like my kids are not ready for this. Like they do not know the life skill. They do not have the survival skills of Spike in order to be able to do this. Like we should have been shooting bow and arrows 5 years ago. You know, that's what went through my head. But yeah, no, it's actually there was like this strange. I think because of Spike and the actor who played him, there was like this very strange, like, oh, he's gonna be all right. Like the dad might get fucked up. You know what I mean? Like you know, Aaron Taylor Johnson might get fucked up trying to save his son, but like you know, Spike's gonna be all right. Like he's a smart little dude. So I didn't necessarily have the exact same reaction when they were like being chased and stuff, but that was horrifying to just be like, oh, that's an alpha. We can't fight it. We just have to run. And it's fast and it's smart. And that's horrifying.
Yeah. And I thought Spike, Alfie Williams, Alfie was, but like everyone crushed it in the acting department. I don't think there was like a single weak link in this chain, but Alfie, I felt like blew everyone. Like he was so far ahead and it was so impressive that what he was able to convey and do and be a child, but like having to be a 12-year-old in that world. So I don't know what age that would translate to in our world and the emotions, but still be goofy. But I thought one of the coolest things was him, how stressed he was and how scared he was and how he wanted to go home when he was out there with his dad. But then when he found out there was a doctor and he was willing to go back out on his own with just his mom and not take his dad, I just thought that was like such a smart, cool way to develop his character. Yeah, because I was blown away. I was like, hell no, I'm not going back out there for some mystery. No offense, Mom.
That's what I loved about it. Like like you said, all the actors were great. That Eric, the soldier, just incredible comedic relief when she was like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, oh, I'm Eric, and this is your dad, Spike. Like, just so, or this is your father, Spike. Like, I talk about, I don't know if I put this in Letterboxd how it was a full movie for me, but that's why. Like the emotion at the end, which I'm sure we'll get to, but like the comedic really Kelly is messing with the lights out here.
Like a party.
It's like I need to lock in. Okay. But yeah, like so good. Such a good and yeah, that Alfie, what's his name? Not Alfie, Eric. Edvin Riding. I thought he was great. It was weird though when he was like his character was like, "Wow, why are you chasing your mom?" I'm like, "All right. I mean, what is he not going to go try to help his mom?" Anyways, definitely did not expect to shed some tears in this movie. Like it went in a direction that I had no idea it would go in.
Yeah, I think Josh and I talked about it a little bit, but like the kind of risks that they took. I mean, you guess they're risks, but the shots that they went for, that that Alex Garland, the writer, and Danny Boyle, the director, went for, in like the one, I'd say like the marketing with Rafe's character, I thought he was going to be like a bad guy. You know what I mean? Because they always showed him like lurking behind, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Jodie Comer's character, and he's just all covered in that crap, and he just looks so creepy. But like the shot they went for with him being this like very kooky but very endearing and very in some ways more grounded than anybody else, right? And like kind of passing on these like huge life lessons about life and death and like the importance of remembering the dead and that we're all going to die. Like, and they did it in such a short amount of time. Like, I think the total time they were in the Bone Temple was like 15 minutes of runtime or something like that. But the amount that they did, and then the way that they used Jodie Comer's character to like, just talk about the preciousness of life and just the fact that literally all of us are going to die. And he wants to be face to face with it every single day. So he built this bone temple and he wants to remember these people. So like they didn't just die for nothing. And anyways, all of that, man, was just like, because that could have gone horribly wrong. You know what I mean? Like you've seen movies where like they take those shots and you're just like, oof, airball on that one big time. But I mean, I guess it's just those two dudes operating with precision. You know what I mean? Perfectly written, perfectly directed, perfectly acted. All that works so well.
Yeah, the stars have to align. Like who's cast, it's that's a great point because it may have been written well, but you get the wrong people. If it's not Ralph, it's not Jody and Alfie crushing, it might not work. Any one of them can lead that in the right, especially with the birth scene.
Oh yeah,
like that was a major risk too. Like
oh yeah.
But
I forgot about that.
It really worked with Jodie Comer. Her character, the way she played her illness, her sickness, led into like the psychotic thought of even trying to help an infected deliver a baby, and like you're right. The stars have to align with all of those things matching up.
Yeah. I think there's a limited amount of people that have that range that, to Drew's point about the marketing with Ralph Fiennes, is just, he's so believable in being this evil or this menacing character, at the same time, this tenderness. And I just think all three of those people were so good at that, finding that range of tenderness. Like, how do you even remain tender and grounded in that kind of world, right? Like, because I think even Jodie Comer being shown as like sick and fragile, and yet when she bashes in that what did you call him, a low crawler?
Low and slows.
The low and slows, and she bashes his head. It was equally as believable of her being soft and tender, but also like caring and aggressive and not monstrous, but you know what I mean? Like that was a very violent scene and it was believable. But then also the tenderness of being a mother and birthing that woman. I agree that was like, could have been so bad or corny or not done so well. But oh man, I just thought that the beauty just came from, like Drew said, the short amount of time they were able to do, because I thought it was going to be this horror film the whole time. And I was like, I'm loving this. And I fully did not expect to be an absolute wreck. But I think that the amount of stuff they were able to do in that time, like showing a like ritual, showing the spiritual, showing the interconnectedness that Ralph Fiennes was talking about with like, we're more alike and then we're alike just like with the dead, and almost living in relationship with them. Because I was like, why didn't he kill Samson when he
twice?
I was like, you
2 times
comatose him twice and you're just gonna let him live? Dude almost killed you. Interesting choices, but it was just cool because it showed a lot about him and his character. And I think doing Eric's head first was really cool and really smart, and then to to show how sacred that was and to find a special place for the skull of Eric. And then all of a sudden it just was like, there wasn't even really any words spoken. I felt the weight of the importance and how emotional it was for Spike to do that for his mom. It fucked me up, man.
Yeah, and in thinking about the runtime too, like I had such an emotional shift or swing with Aaron Taylor Johnson Taylor's character of like, damn, he's cheating on his sick wife. But then I'm thinking like Spikey wouldn't have been able to take care of his mom and make it to the doctor had not his dad taught him these things. So like you have this such character development with everybody so quickly because I was pissed. I'm like, damn, dude, your wife is sick and here you are running off and your son has seen it and the rage he showed with his son when he backhanded him, but then the constraint with the knife and that like again, that's like the first piece of the movie. And then as I'm watching later, I'm like, he's brave enough and doing these things because his dad brought him up in this world. I love that thought of like how people, it's 28 years of a life lived under those circumstances. Yeah, it's so good. I cannot wait for the next one too to think about the like processing the baby. Like we got a little glimpse of that, right? When he got the note from him and he runs out after him and seeing how the village is going to react because is the baby infected? Is it not? Like there's this whole moral dilemma there, which is going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Which it's already filmed. They already finished, right? They filmed it back to back, they said. And it's going to release in 28 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a second one till I watched this one.
Yeah. No, it was I think it was a hell of a movie. It is pretty cool to see. It reminds me when like one of your favorite bands, like their first album is so important to you, and then they like 3 albums later you're like, oh my God, how did you do it? Like it's still them, but it's like brand new and it's bold and it's daring and it's just like so good. And like that's what this feels like. Because Danny Boyle and Alex Garland did the first film together, right? Written by Alex Garland, directed by Danny Boyle. And it is so different from this one. But I do think the through lines are those little tiny moments that just humanize. You're like, there's these brutal, insane deaths because these infected are like absolutely like literally ripping you limb to limb, and they just show you how savage that is. But then you'll get like Cillian Murphy and like his little group shopping together, right? And there's just like this beautiful moment where they get to laugh and they get to have these things. And that's like the thing that I think they carried through is like, how do we show you these like really human things in a really short amount of time to really, and then like someone's gonna get eaten and someone's gonna get like someone's gonna get like totally messed up, and you're gonna feel it so much more because you saw these tiny little beautiful moments. And I think even I was saying to Josh that at the beginning when it was like the father and son thing, right? Like when it was like just him and his dad, I was like pretty frustrated with Jodie Comer. I'm just like, really, you're just gonna be writhing upstairs sick? Like, of course I felt bad for her, but I'm like, oh, is this all she's gonna be for the movie? And then how she just kind of slowly blossomed into this like incredible person. And then that same night when she does go all mama bear and completely destroy that infected's head, when they're laying down and she's talking about her dad, how her dad was the most serious man, but she calls him daft. When he was with me, he was absolutely daft. And they start making those faces at each other. And like that probably took a minute and a half of screen time, but just that little connection of them sharing those, talking about their dads, about how their dads were these big, scruffy, tough men, but then like you can see how they both like they were loved by their dads in those two different ways. And then their connection as a mom and son was just really, really cool. So, and then that just kind of, like you said, set up the scene where freaking Rafe Officer with his with his morphine blow dart, and then hooks her.
That happened relatively quickly too. I don't know if I recognized it the first time, but the second time around, I was like, damn, like they wasted no time, which rightfully so, right? She's in pain. It made sense, but it happened relatively quickly. Like that night, hey, here's Mama's skull. Like, find a nice place. I was like, damn. But from the beginning, right? He snuck the bacon to his mom, you know, and like these little scenes that they built up for their relationship, which is so fun. He immediately trusted her about the baby, right? Like on the train. because he was obviously cautious too. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" But then when she delivers it, he stands in front of her, and so Eric doesn't shoot her. Like he automatically trusted her. All those little moments were super fun to see. All kinds of mosquitoes out here. We need to talk about something before we move on. The ending. How do we feel?
Brilliant.
Power Rangers.
Yeah, brilliant.
I don't know what the hell was going on. I was like, that was another confusing part. I was like, is this something I should have known from 28 Weeks? But then I thought it was fun. It reminded me of that like British punk, like punk rock culture, especially obviously the jumpsuits and the matching things, but the music, it was just so jarring to like move from this to this so quickly because it came out of nowhere kind of. But I liked it a lot more after Drew sent me that article. Well, didn't like what it was alluding to. I just was like, this is why it makes sense for this world in this movie.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this. Apparently, British people knew this, but his appearance was in reference to somebody named Jimmy Savile, a former British TV presenter and DJ, who, after being lauded as one of Britain's most beloved entertainers, was outed as a sexual predator following his death. So there's like, I didn't know that because I'm from the US of A,
Right.
but I'm curious how they explore that in that next movie.
Yeah.
I love that it was a callback to Homeboy.
Sorry.
No, totally fine.
I was just going to say that's the article that Drew sent me that I sent to Eric and told Kelly not to read.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, shoot.
Dude, I loved that it's what's his name from Sinners, the Irish vampire. I was just like, man, this guy's on a run.
Jack O'Connell.
Yeah. The dude's on a good run. It reminded me, and this was pretty cool to get it confirmed because I did watch after the movie. I saw a little clip of Danny Boyle and Alex Brown talking about. It reminded me of A Clockwork Orange, Eric, when they first break into their house.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah.
And they're all because they're not wearing that. They're wearing like white tight jumpsuits with fucking jock straps in front of it. But it's like that same goofy flipping, like we all have canes and bats and we're gonna like beat the shit out of people with it. And they love fighting and they love violence. And it was kind of cool that is kind of the energy they were trying to evoke when they did that. But yeah, I thought it was super cool that the reason I liked it was like this kid who is let down by his dad in this huge way, right? Like his dad is that clergyman and like gave him his necklace and was just like, this is the reckoning, this is the best, whatever. And then obviously that has led him down this path where he's probably a really horrible person, is what I think Alex Starlin is saying. Like, hey, we're modeling him after someone who's absolutely horrible. And like that's kind of just setting him up. But it's like this pretty crazy thing because Spike could go down that same route, right? Like his dad, he just watched his dad, like you said, betray him because he's cheating on his mom. And you know what I mean? He like feels, like his dad let him down and he could easily go down the same path. So it's like these sons that have been forsaken by their fathers and like, is he going to go down that same path? I think is pretty cool. Yeah. I guess Brit people were pretty pissed off at the like nod to that, but I mean, I think Alex Garland is a pretty provocative guy. And he's just like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? He's just like, but it's
also like A Clockwork Orange. It's not praising the behavior.
Right.
It's who knows, like I'm watching it. I'm so excited. I know it wasn't supposed to be necessarily Power Rangers, but I love that he had that Power Ranger toy at the beginning that he like wrestled with taking, and then they have a Power Rangers entrance, just so good. But I'm excited for the second movie to see what happens there.
Yeah.
I know it's Bone Temple. I know they're going to focus a lot on Dr.
Moore?
Gillian?
Dr. Rafe.
Dr. Rafe.
Dr.
There you
Fides.
go. So we'll see. But yeah, I think that's a great segue in to that is my favorite movie of the year.
Ooh.
Sinners was there. I have to look at my list. I created my top 10 of the 21st century, but I had a list of favorite of the year. That takes it for me for new releases this year. What about y'all?
Joshua?
I'm so sad I have not seen the Phoenician scheme yet because I feel like that would have been up there. Sinners is, I think, my favorite, though, of the year. Let me look at my diary thing real quick just so I can be sure. Because I loved Sinners a whole lot. Saw it multiple times. I thought it was amazing. I don't think anything else has come close to Sinners for me. And yep, that's been released. I thought there were going to be some good ones that would maybe, but I feel like I kind of got let down a little bit. Oh, I liked Black Bag, but not more than Sinners. Oh, I wanted it to be Mickey 17 if I'm being honest. But it's also not
I was
Mickey
just looking at
17.
that on my list, but that was not. Yeah,
I love
mine are horror,
What?
all of them.
Shocking.
It's a year for horror.
Hey, listen. But you know what's crazy is I am anticipating Weapons jumping on my list.
To being your
And if it
favorite,
doesn't, I'm gonna throw up.
literally, I know it's kind of not cool of me to bring up offline conversations, but you said you're probably not going to watch it anymore.
Yeah, this last trailer kind of got to me. I was on the toilet at work, Drew, and this most recent trailer, the ending with the parents and like the demon talking, kind of just.
I didn't watch it. I haven't seen it yet. I saw the little thumbnail and I was busy, I think, doing something else. So I did not get a chance to watch it yet. So it's gonna wreck me a little bit.
It was just eerie. It's just weird.
Yeah.
The original trailer obviously fantastic. It ends. Nobody knows what the hell's going on with this movie.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited at that. Dogs, chill. Like that whole lore about Jordan Peele firing his manager because he didn't get the script. Like,
Yeah.
I love that. Whether or not that's true, it might be rumors. I don't care. I believe it.
Mhm.
I'm believing it because I'm excited. Anyways, what are our favorites? 2025 new releases.
This is what sucks is that my because of the old move across the country, my movie intake has been down pretty hard. But I will say I still think, ooh, this is tough. Sinners may edge out 28 years by a little bit for me. That was a lot of fun. I think because I studied a little bit of blues music when I was in school, and I think it was pretty cool to just see from that perspective how it kind of all played in. Anyways, I just thought Sinners was really great, but 28 years, like, and I wasn't. I mean, I was very very excited for this movie, but I did not. Again, I think all three of us have said, I don't think I was ready for it to be that multidimensional and to be as fun as it was. So it's probably, I'm going to just cop out and say it's a tie between Sinners and 28 Years Later for me. But this one, not necessarily. I did this for favorite watch Wednesday, but I got to see Never Enough by Turnstile in the theaters, which was I just think it's so cool. The whole concept is, I mean, Turnstile, hardcore band. They're the biggest hardcore band in the world. I think it's pretty much you like. I think that's universally accepted at this point because with this whole album release, they've absolutely exploded. But what they did to release their album is they made a film. So they basically made a mini film for each song, and there was only 3 singles released before that, and they were in quite a few theaters. But they like worked with AMC and released their album by releasing their video. It was at the Tribeca Film Festival in New York, and then it was all across the country at AMC theaters. And just like listening to like brand new music for the first time with brand new visuals with the like AMC. I wasn't in Dolby, that would have been way cooler, but just even then the AMC experience was just like one of the coolest, most amazing in theater experiences. So that would definitely that takes my number 2 because 28 days.
When was that? When did you see that?
June 5th.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was so sick. And I think just the fact that I'd never heard most of the songs before, like it was the first time I'd heard them, and you're watching these brand new visuals. It's pretty cool because the guitar player and the lead singer were the ones who directed and like did all that. So it was like their film. It's pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
Speaking of them too, I didn't realize, and again, this is my ignorance, how long they had been around.
Yeah.
I heard their music a few years back. I think in like early 2020. I think it was during the pandemic was the first time I'd heard a little bit of their music. But like they really, it's finally paid off for them. I love seeing them blow up. I've championed them nonstop lately.
Yeah, dude, they're so good. I think they've literally been in the band since they were teenagers, growing up in the suburbs of Baltimore. So yeah, I love all their albums. It's really great. If you just want a fast album to listen to, Josh, I think like 2 of their albums are 12 songs each, and it's 25 minutes total. Like that's
they're
like
playing in Denver in September, I think.
Yeah.
Under the Bridge.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I forgot.
And-
We talked about it. Eric and Kelly are coming up for my birthday. We're gonna go watch Turnstile.
Turns
be
out
my
their
first-
opener is Speed.
That's like a little flute action.
Like the drug.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're like an Australian
Yes.
hardcore band, and they've got a flutist in their band. Pretty sick.
I'll
Jacked
be
as hell
honest.
too.
I haven't heard any of music by Turnstile or Speed.
I think you'd
I
like
know.
Turnstile for sure.
Okay, I'll check them out. Or
There's-
should I wait to the concert?
No,
Okay, I'll check them out.
yeah, listen to those. Their latest album is definitely like the most accessible one for sure, and then Glow On before that,
Okay.
and then their other stuff is pretty straightforward hardcore music, but it's also
Hmm.
good. I love it. Anyways, those are my favorites.
Josh, tell us yours.
Yeah, I think I had high hopes for Celine Song's sophomore film, Materialist. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't because I loved Past Lives. That was probably up there, tied for favorite movie of what was that? 2023, I
I think
think.
so.
2022, 2023. But yeah, no, it's got to be Sinners. 28 years later, surprisingly, Thunderbolts was up there. I think it's more so I didn't expect it to be that of what it was. But I mean, I really enjoyed, as far as like a tight 90-minute, no fat, just film. The Steven Soderbergh's Black Bag I had just so much fun watching it. It was like a mystery, who's doing what, spy thriller, but there wasn't a whole lot of like spy action. It was just more dialogue and the way that they were saying things and the way the things were edited. The lie detector test was done. That scene sequence was done so creatively. So that one was a lot of fun. But by far, it's for me, it was Sinners. I think probably because seeing it in IMAX and seeing it, I think I saw it also in Dolby, or it might have been two or three times in IMAX. I can't remember. But just seeing this movie and the cinema experience as a whole, the people in the stands, the change of aspect ratio was really, really sick.
Oh.
Even though I wanted to see it all in the IMAX aspect ratio, but that was the second best because it wasn't showing here in the state of Colorado for the full IMAX on 70 millimeter. But I just thought, like, yeah, the score, the acting, it made me believe and be a big fan of Michael B. Jordan. I'm sorry, like, I haven't really seen Creed. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff outside of Black Panther. So this made me into a believer. Go Michael B. Jordan. I think he just did some stellar shit as Smoke and Stack. And yeah, but as far as, I will say this though, as far as blockbusters go, guys, F1 was fun. I don't know anything about F1, and watching it, I was stressed out. There was a moment where they used the sound so well. See that in Dolby, see that in IMAX, see that in a big ass theater, because the way they use sound was so sick. And there's a moment where it kind of cuts, and I didn't realize it wasn't just me. The entire movie theater felt like they were holding their breath because I heard an exhale all at the same time when the scene did its thing, whatever it was doing. And it was just so I'm like, why do I care? It's racing cars. Like, I just don't know anything about I know it's hard. I just don't know why it's hard, I guess. I don't know why it's difficult, because I, again, don't know anything about racing. But it was like, could have been, it's a very templated movie, if that makes sense, for Blockbuster. Where it's like, old guy coming out of retirement, lots of wisdom, young guy who has lots of arrogance, and I'm going to show you the ropes. And then, oh, there's a love interest. Oh, there's this. Like, it was a very tropey movie, but gosh, dude, it was so fun. So that was cool. But Sinners, best one, I think, so far.
Brad Pitt's also like,
oh, dude, whoever had the genius to get the two most charismatic people who also can hold a lot of power in their presence, Javier Bardem and Brad Pitt together, to both be charmers, that was a good call. Smart.
When does it
play
come out?
there.
It came out
I watched it
Thursday?
It comes out tonight. Yeah. But I got to watch it on Monday, dude. Oh no, it comes out tomorrow. Sorry. I thought today was Thursday. It comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
That was a blast. What about you, Eric? Wait, did you already say yours?
I did. It's
Okay.
Sinners in 28.
Oh, that's right.
28 years.
Yeah.
High
hopes
okay,
for
next.
the future.
There's a movie that I keep seeing the trailer for. It is Caught Stealing with Austin Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz about that one.
Me
Looks like a
too.
blast. I love me some Austin
I'm a
Butler.
big Darren Aronofsky hater. Think the dude pretty much sucks, but that movie doesn't look like his movie. That looks like a Paul Thomas Anderson or a Martin Scorsese movie, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for who's in it. I'm excited for the story. It's the Darren I'm a little weary about.
You know what I've never seen? The Wrestler.
Neither have I.
Lame. Too depressing. I grew up in a trailer park, so the fact that it's in a trailer park kind of depressed me. It's a little too close to home.
Just makes it not watchable.
Yeah.
Okay, now speaking of directors, that doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna throw
Do
up.
you guys have your top 10
Yes, it was so stressful.
best movies
I hated doing this.
of the 21st century? Okay, let's read them and weep.
Wait, I might need to change one. I meant
No particular order? Because
No-
I did
no
not rank
order.
these. Okay, thank
No
God.
order. Mine are not ranked either. Yeah. Let's hear it.
Josh, you're first.
You want me to just read mine? All of them?
Yeah, I want to hear all of them, all 10. Rattle
Okay.
them off,
All right,
dude.
all right. I have Spirited Away, Oppenheimer, Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, Social Network, Everything Everywhere at Once, Avatar, La La Land, Dune Part 2, Lady Bird, Sinners. There's a lot of recency bias here, but I hated doing this list. I hated it so much. I wanted There Will Be Blood. I wanted Inside Llewyn Davis. I wanted Nice Guys. There was a part of me that's like, oh, I need to put certain movies from certain genres. Like I need to, because these are some of these I really love as a favorite, but some of these I like think they're just best in terms of what they've done for movies and cinema and accomplishments and all that stuff.
Yes, I think those are the best lists that have both. That have, because that's how I built mine. Just my favorites overall. I had the best experience. Are rewatchable. Some of these are maybe not rewatchable on mine, but what they did to the culture,
Right.
yeah, great. I like that.
So I was like, I have to have Miyazaki on here. Avatar, James Cameron, whether I know there's so many things wrong and people hate and it's like cliche or whatever, but Avatar, I'm like, what Avatar did, and especially making it through the papyrus font thing, and yet they outsell worldwide and outbeat. They like make so much money worldwide over and over and over, and we're getting like 3 more. And what he's accomplished through that movie, I had to put it on there. So anyways, sorry if I feel like I need to defend things, but I'm like, ugh, I wanted to put Wes Anderson and I couldn't put a Wes Anderson. Dude, I don't even think there's a Tarantino on here. I messed up. But Dune Part 2 was so massive. Oppenheimer, I was like, I don't know, I got to put a Christopher Nolan, and I feel like Oppenheimer was just this grand thing, and the score, the acting, the directing, the same thing with Dune Part 2. I don't know, dude. This was like so. Now I'm like second guessing Oppenheimer and Dune Part 2 and want to replace it with like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Grand Budapest Hotel or something, but
Grand Budapest, you're gonna put? Oh my god!
I don't know.
If you're gonna put a Wes
Stressed.
Anderson
Anyways.
on that Grand Budapest Hotel, man, I don't like that movie.
Popcorn, New Mexico Drew, and we can keep. I want to make sure we get all our list out before we start yelling.
Yeah, rattle them off.
Rattle them up. Okay. 28 Days Later, which I fucked up on the favorite watch Wednesday, and the editors didn't edit anything. I put 28 Years Later as one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I meant to say 28 Days Later. 28 Days Later, I have Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Shaun of the Dead, Nacho Libre, No Country for Old Men, The Dark Knight, La La Land, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Get Out, and Sing Sing.
Damn it! I
Yeah.
definitely should have put Get Out.
I knew you.
Get Out.
When Drew brought up Get Out earlier to me, I was like, oh, Eric's gonna die.
Dude, give me your horror card, dude. Give me your horror aficionado card.
I might replace. Dang, that was great. Oh. Okay, mine's The Wailing, Superbad, Manchester by the Sea, Parasite, The Dark Knight, Interstellar, No Country for Old Men, Social Network, Zodiac, and Old Boy. I would replace Old Boy with Get Out for sure immediately.
Yeah, a lot of uplifting films in yours.
Great stuff. But what I meant by that was like, The Wailing scared me more than any movie's ever scared me before in my life.
Yeah.
I've only seen it twice, and so that's why that's there. But like Superbad, I love how you have Nacho Libre. Dude, Superbad like changed the trajectory of how I acted.
Yeah.
Like I was young and impressionable. I was 14 when it came out. Like McLovin was the funniest thing I had ever heard in my, like, you know what I mean? Just dumb ass humor. I was talking to my in-laws yesterday about like comedy. People were bringing up like Talladega Nights and like these Napoleon Dynamite and all fantastic. But like I think my Step Brothers was big for me in theaters, but it was really super bad. That kind of I think you have to have one of those like dumb shit horror movie comedy movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Superbad's great, rewatchable, so rewatchable for me.
Yeah,
The Wailing is not rewatchable at all.
I will never watch that movie again.
I'm good. I watched it once. I'm glad I did. But yeah, that messed with
See,
me.
you had No Country for Old Men. Which one of you?
I did.
Drew
Drew.
did.
Mm-hmm.
Have to.
Yeah,
Have to.
dude, it's such a good movie. Josh, I was just teasing you, but the two Wes Anderson movies I really wanted to put on my list were The Life Aquatic and The Darjeeling Limited. Those are my two favorite Wes Anderson movies. Fantastic Mr. Fox is third, and then fourth is The Royal Tenenbaums. So here's the thing. I think I realized I used to fancy myself as a big Wes Anderson fan. Like, oh, I love Wes Anderson, big Wes Anderson fan. I don't think I am. I think I love those four movies a lot. Moonrise Kingdom was pretty good, but
Oh, Moonrise Kingdom.
I don't like any of his other movies, dude. Like I did not like Grand Budapest Hotel. What came after that? But then I just stopped watching them. I'm just like, this doesn't interest me at all. Like the French Connection, his latest one that came out, like there's just nothing inside me. Yeah, there's nothing inside me that wants to go see these movies. So that's weird. But anyways, The Life Aquatic, I think, changed my life. That's like when I realized I wanted to be a hipster. I was just like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my
Oh my
life.
God.
I'm like, yeah, I want this to be my entire personality. And then I watched the Darjeeling Limited and the kind of same thing. But yeah, I didn't put those on.
And I think I enjoy a lot of. I watch different Wes Anderson movies more than I watch Grand Budapest. I'm pretty sure I've only seen Grand Budapest once. The reason why I think that I would put that over the other ones though is because I felt like while Wes was figuring out his thing and his flavor and color and what he was doing with movies, I think he hit Grand Budapest and that was like that was a very Wes movie that communicated on like a mass scale that able to draw so much attention and it was so good for like the acting, the cinematography, the directing, the set pieces, all that stuff, and it allowed him to make his ultra West movies. And so I think everything that came before built up to that, and then that was his breakthrough to do whatever he wants. Because similar to you, I do not like his previous movies, but I think they're the most Wes Anderson movie. Like he's just getting more and more him, and I'm just not. I'm not fully understanding, or I'm not fully bought in. I don't know, but I think Grand Budapest is like the apex crutch or whatever you want to call it that it was building up to, and it broke through the ceiling for him to just do whatever the hell he wants. But I'm
Yeah.
so sad as you're speaking though. Jojo Rabbit didn't put a Ethan or Coen Brothers movie on here. I kind of want to like, yeah, bail out on Oppenheimer and Dune Part 2 just for more love movies. But I do think Sinners will be one of the better movies of this century. But I
Oh,
don't know.
for sure. I definitely think it's one of the most
Like I think it's
important
gonna
movies.
age well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This stressed me out beyond all Get Out though.
I can't believe I didn't put Get Out. Like I can't believe I tweeted this out either to my 5 viewers on Twitter.
They probably unfollowed you. You might want to check.
I know I might have 0 now, but like I
You love
talk
that movie.
about wanting to change your personality. Like, dude,
Yeah.
that was serious for me. I told everybody that would look my direction about that movie.
Yeah. It was good.
What-
Oh, go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I was just gonna ask why. Like why what was it about Jordan Peele? What was it about this movie that makes it a list? Like what did it do in the world of movies for y'all? Was that what you're gonna say, Drew?
Yeah,
I don't know if that-
I was saying like I feel like Jordan Peele kind of ushered in this era of horror movies. You know what I mean? Like there's always been horror movies, and you can kind of look and like your John Carpenters, your Wes Cravens, like you know what I mean, like different folks who've come in and just like done something, and then there's like a whole other wave of horror movies that really take off. I felt like Jordan Peele coming in and saying like, "Hey, I'm gonna have a really smart, really fun." Like it's gonna be horror, like you're gonna be scared, but I'm gonna say something and it's gonna be artful and it's gonna be cool. I feel like he just like opened this world for like your Oz Perkins and like You can make horror, make it art, and make it badass. And yes, you can like horror can be stupid and silly and fun, like. But I think Jordan Peele came in as like a real artist and took it super seriously and just made it multi layers, right? Where there's like serious dramatic acting, there's comedy, and there's just pure horror. And then of course he's got his overall like sentiment of like what he's trying to communicate. But for me, that felt like he really brought in all like the like modern horror movie.
Especially we had just come from an era of Paranormal Activities, Insidious, The
Mm-hmm.
Conjuring. Those were really big late 2000s, early teens. I loved those, of course. Those are great movies. But it's like this elevated horror, like you said, with social commentary, but also fun and
Yeah.
also actually scary because everybody talks about A24 and elevated horror, right? You'll see like a Midsummer and they're great movies, the Vivitch, or whatever it is. But he made it fun.
Yeah.
And like, yes, there's horror elements to it. It's yeah, I love that you said that. That's a great description of it. Coming on, I don't know when the first Conjuring came out. Maybe it's 2009. But there were so many sequels, and there still are to this day. Like I
Yeah.
saw it. There was a trailer for one the other night.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like we were in that season. You know, slashers were big, late '90s, early 2000s. I Know What You Did Last Summer. All those great fun. I love all those movies. But you're right. It was a total new generational shift after Get Out.
Yeah.
Elevated horror. But I still don't think anybody does it the way he does. Like you said, Oz Perkins, absolutely, it's a great time. But like Jordan
Mhm.
Peele is really in his own category.
Yeah. But I also wonder if like what's his name? Robert Egerton, whatever from The Witch and from Lighthouse and all that stuff. Like I don't know if he gets his shot. You know what I mean? If Jordan Peele doesn't blow up the way that he
True.
did, you know.
True.
So yeah, no, I definitely think that there's like a
Yeah,
whole
Long Legs and The Monkey don't get made
yeah for
without.
sure.
Yeah, like those are. Yeah. Oh man, I'm very upset with myself. We recreated Vine was a thing, when it
Yeah.
came out, and Kelly and I recreated the
The running.
running scene
Yeah,
just for no reason. Anyways,
I love that.
It's just tough, dude. It is tough. This whole list thing, dude.
I love that this is
But it's
basically
fun
torture
because-
for Josh.
I literally didn't do it yesterday when Eric told me to. I was like, I can't. I'm suffocating. I'm having anxiety. This is stressful because my brain just started like fracturing because I was thinking about too many things. Because part of me wanted to put "Call Me by Your Name" on there because I think Luca's great. I think he's incredible, and also that was what got us Timmy to be a star. Now he's crushing it in all these movies. And would any of these other movies be made without Call Me by Your Name? Would it be made without Luca and without Luca pulling out a performance out of Tim? I don't know. So I'm just scrolling through the New York Times thing and I'm just getting so sad because I'm like, there's so many. How do you even do this? Like, give me 100 movies.
because how are you ranking it? How did it affect you
know?
personally? Yeah, what did it do to the trajectory of the actors?
Right.
Ushering in new movies like Get Out did. But for me, it was like the theater experience and my childhood memories and rewatch ability of The Dark Knight. Like, there's so many different things, so many different reasons to add a movie to the list.
Yeah, Josh, so it makes you feel better. I read a little bit about the methodology the New York Times used, and it's like over 500 people, and literally like their research team at the New York Times that gathers research and does data, like quantified their scores. So it's not like they're just like, give me your movie. It's like they literally filled out a ballot, and there's like a scientific method to how they're weighing
Gotcha.
everything and doing all that, and then pulling them in based on those scores. So it makes you feel any better, Josh. They're not like putting them on the spot. Be like, give me your movie and tell me which one's the best. I
Right.
think it's like
Which is what we're doing to you.
This is what we're doing to you.
That's fair.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I mean, I wish I would want like a recency bias list. I would want an actor list or whatever, a bunch of different lists because even recency. I'm like, I loved Shape of Water and I thought that movie was very important. And Guillermo del Toro and what he's doing and what he does and represents for Mexican filmmakers, Alejandro Inarritu. And I was like, oh my gosh, like there's all of these, Alfonso Cuarón, like all these people, Children of Men, it's just crushing me. It's Saltburn. No.
Okay, you son of a bitch. Yeah, it's all right. Well, that will wrap up our episode for the day.
Speaking of cum water, we're gonna wrap up.
Speaking of cum water, we started with large Samson alpha penis, and we are ending with cum water.
I mean, that's generally how it goes.
We just hit our hour mark. So, anything else you guys want to add? New season of The Bear this week. Shout out The Bear. F1 comes out. Jurassic World. A lot of what's after Jurassic World? Ooh, I don't remember.
We've got
Anything else you guys
Fantastic
wanna share?
Four. We've got
We got Fantastic
Oh, yep.
Four,
Superman.
We're getting
Buckle In.
come August, dude. What's the PTA movie Battle?
Oh yeah, with Leo.
Leo and Benicio. Shoot.
Oh, and isn't Eddington coming out soon?
Oh, Eddington.
Comes out in July.
We got some bangers.
Battles everywhere.
Battles everywhere. Is that the one I'm trying to think of?
Hold on,
I don't think so.
that's definitely not it.
There's
Yeah.
going to be some good stuff. Anyway,
One battle after another. Not
One
even
battle
close.
after another, dude. The Bear.
September.
I'm just sad the Bear's being released all at once. I want week to week, man. Take me back.
Yep.
Week to week.
Agreed. So then I guess we'll say subscribe to our newsletter. We just hit 100 subs. Just hit 100
Let's
subs.
go. That was so exciting. Triple digits, baby.
We're making money now. We're monetized. We're rich.
Yep.
None of those
The
things are true.
studios have been busting down our doors.
Busting, knocking, sending us checks.
Yep.
Right. Any closing thoughts? Anything?
Subscribe to the newsletter. Give us money on Patreon. Like,
Send
subscribe.
this podcast to your friends.
Yeah, send it to a friend who loves movies or hates them.
Yeah, definitely send it to them.
And that'll do it.
Later.
Thanks, guys.
And
Eric.
that'll do it. That'll do her.